Have you heard from Iran?
They're giving a letter supposedly tonight, so we'll see how that goes.
Do you think they're slow-rolling it? Do you think they're intentionally slow-rolling the process?
We'll find out soon enough.
You'll find out soon enough, says President Trump, telling reporters he expected a response from Iran last night on a proposed peace deal to end the war and, of course, that regime's nuclear program.
It comes after U.S. forces say they launched defensive strikes against Iran after their ships were attacked in the Strait of Hormuz.
So can we expect an update soon? We're going to bring in retired Army Colonel and former CENTCOM Communications Director Joe Buccino. Joe, welcome to the show. Really great news to hear that the president believes we may finally see a peace negotiation, some sort of settlement here between Iran and our country. Do you have an idea of why we haven't heard it yet at 7:30 a.m., or is that pretty normal? We'll get something maybe a little later in the morning.
No, I anticipate we'll get something back today, probably later in the morning, maybe mid-afternoon our time here in the U.S. But, you know, Iran is going to try to delay this as long as they can. And anything they come back with is going to be part of a delay tactic. So, you know, negotiations with Iran are notoriously very difficult. This is always a challenge to go back and forth with Iran. There's a lot of additional challenges and complexities right now because you're dealing with a fragmented leadership between the parliament, the IRGC, and the mullahs. We're not sure who the parliament is communicating with. We're not sure which of the mullahs are alive. And the Ayatollah is underground, and he's only communicating through passing notes. So look, there's a lot of complexity here trying to get this done.
Well, and Joe, that complexity, it appears that you have basically the parliament speaker, Gallup, and the foreign minister, Arachi, that seem to want to get to that negotiation table in good faith, potentially, in Islamabad. But yet you have the IRGC commander right now, Ahmad Vahidi, who has a long history as the first commander of the Quds Force under Mojtaba Khamenei's father, Ali Khamenei, and he is apparently holding out. How do we get a progress in this if he remains holding things up?
Yeah, I mean, that's really one of the critical points here, Griff, is that, you know, you've got real hardliners that have assumed position and assumed power after we killed basically this first two rounds of leaders that we killed early on in this war, February 28th of this year. And, you know, a lot of the hardliners that took over survived the Iran-Iraq war and led forces in the Iran-Iraq war. And the UN brokered peace deal at the end of that war was very humiliating for Iran. And they remember that.
Right.
And they think about that. So, you know, they're really unwilling to take any kind of deal here that would reopen the Strait of Hormuz because they understand the leverage that they've got over the United States, over Europe, and really over the global economy right now.
Colonel, is it possible that we killed hardliners, that we killed moderates, and then the hardliners were left? Is that part of the problem?
That is indeed what happened, Rachel. That is what happened. So we killed a generation of leaders that perhaps could engender a deal with the United States that understood the real economic ruin that they'd be facing if this thing goes into the summer, if this blockade goes into the summer, and you replace them with hardliners who really don't care that much if this thing goes into the summer. And so, you know, you're trying to navigate through those hardliners. You're also trying to navigate through multiple levers of leadership across the three areas of leadership that I mentioned. And you're trying to communicate with people that are not on any kind of communication device, that are afraid to talk on any kind of device that can be tracked. So this is all a very slow process. And then on top of that, you know, you've got Iran. Their traditional position is to delay and try to wait these things out. And right now they're trying to wait out and hold off on any further American military strikes on Iran.
Right.
So this is all taking a long time.
Colonel Buccino, thank you for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much,
Take
Joe.
care.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.